All right, so are you ready to dive deep into the wild world of combat sports?
Always ready.
Awesome. Today, we're taking a look at the future of a true icon,
Okay.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah?
We've got a whole mix of news articles,
Mhm.
plus the internet's absolutely buzzing with speculation.
Sounds about right.
It's Conor McGregor.
Of course.
Dana White calling the shots over at the UFC.
Right.
Somehow Logan Paul is in the mix.
Oh, yeah.
And even, get this, even whispers of Mukesh Ambani,
Wait.
one of the wealthiest people on the planet.
Wow.
So will McGregor go back to the UFC octagon?
Right.
Or is he going to take a swing at a mega money boxing match in India?
That's the big question.
That's what we're going to try to find out today.
It's quite a puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of pieces to put together.
Exactly. So let's start with the facts.
Okay.
McGregor's last fight was way back in 2021 against Dustin Poirier.
Right.
And that's where he got that brutal broken leg.
Nasty.
The plan was initially for him to go up against Michael Chandler
Uh-huh.
in June of 2024.
I remember that.
But then McGregor breaks a toe
Oh.
and the fight's off.
Scrapped.
And that's where things get
Interesting.
a little messy.
Yeah.
Chandler's now going to fight Charles Oliveira in November.
Huge fight.
And Oliveira, he's considered a top contender by a lot of people.
For sure.
So if Chandler wins, he suddenly becomes a massive opponent.
Yeah.
If McGregor decides to come back to the UFC,
You're talking about a serious comeback story.
I mean, it makes you wonder if a win for Chandler
Mm-hmm.
would actually be good for McGregor in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'd build up all that hype,
Uh-uh.
all that anticipation for his return.
So the UFC seems like the logical next step for him.
You'd think so.
But there's this massive rumor
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
going around.
What is it?
A possible McGregor versus Logan Paul boxing match,
Whoa.
potentially funded by the Ambani family in India, and the rumored payday.
Don't tell me.
An incredible $250 million
What?
for each fighter.
Oh, my goodness.
You're kidding me.
That is not a typo.
It's an unbelievable figure.
I know.
It's crazy.
But here's the catch.
Okay.
Dana White has totally shut down this fight,
Really?
saying it's not even a possibility.
Wow.
And remember,
Yeah.
McGregor's under an exclusive contract with the UFC.
Right.
But hold on. What? Are we really sure that Dana White's saying no to this Paul fight?
Yeah, I mean,
He's said never to things before,
Whoa.
and then we all saw the Mayweather fight happen.
true.
$250 million is an insane amount of money,
Jesus.
even for a guy like McGregor.
It's true. That kind of payday, it's
Yeah.
hard to ignore.
Right.
Well, we also have to think about
Okay.
what McGregor's been up to lately outside of the UFC.
Right.
Back in 2024,
Yeah.
he became part owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship,
Oh, wow.
BKFC.
Totally different world than the UFC.
Yeah.
No gloves,
Yeah.
bare fists.
Ouch.
This is suggesting that he's at least thinking about stuff beyond the UFC.
Almost like he's setting himself up for a career after the UFC.
Exactly.
Maybe.
But then there's another layer to all this.
Oh, no.
The civil lawsuit,
Right.
where he was found liable for sexual assault.
Yeah.
This alleged incident
Uh-huh.
occurred back in 2018,
Yeah.
and it adds a whole other dimension to his future choices.
This is where things get really complex.
Complicated for sure.
So we've got two possible paths here.
Okay.
Path number one,
Right.
the UFC comeback,
Yep.
potentially against a whole new batch of hungry contenders.
They're out there.
And path number two,
Right.
the showdown in India
Right.
with Logan Paul.
Big spectacle.
A spectacle with a crazy payday.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's walk down each path a little bit.
Okay.
The UFC gives McGregor a chance to reclaim his legacy.
I see.
Imagine him going up against Chandler after Chandler beats Oliveira,
Oh, wow.
or maybe even a rematch
Ooh.
against Dustin Poirier.
Now that's interesting.
The stories are there.
Yeah.
And the fans would go wild for it.
They would. But the India fight,
Yeah.
that's all about spectacle and money.
I mean, you could say that.
Not really about legacy
Right.
so much.
It's about pushing boundaries,
Mhm.
making headlines.
Yeah.
It's a move that would probably split the fan base,
Oh, definitely.
but it would get tons of attention all over the world.
For sure.
Think of it this way.
Go ahead.
He's signed exclusively to the UFC.
Right.
Kind of like when a star athlete signs to a specific team.
Yeah.
He can't just go play for another team without their...
Okay.
I gotcha.
So McGregor's at a crossroads.
He is.
And his next move could shake up the whole world of combat sports.
Yeah.
So what's your big takeaway from all of this?
Well, I think given what McGregor's been doing lately and his legal troubles, this whole situation with these two paths, it really says a lot about how combat sports are changing.
Yeah.
And how much power celebrities have.
Right.
It makes you wonder if this is the future of the sport.
In what way?
These big celebrity-driven spectacles with these insane amounts of money.
Huh.
It's something to think about.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
It flew by.
I know it did. As always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time.
Sounds good.